went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the building of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See you not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 133, verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
The scriptures say, behold, how beautiful it is for what? For brothers to dwell in unity. Read it again.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments.
Right, so that's a beautiful thing. So as we get ready to bring in the Sabbath, no better way to do it than with brothers that have like minds and on the same mission. All right, let's go to Mark 14. Brothers who have like minds and on the same mission. So online, if y'all got questions, we'll be trying to answer your questions. All right, we'll do it with the people. When the people have questions, so just pop it up on the screen, the brother will get it, and we'll address it. All right, and how beautiful it is for brothers to dwell in unity. That's what our people like. We like unity. We'll get together for the games, we'll get together for the barbecues, but we won't get together for the Most High and His purpose. But that's what we're here for, to show you how to do so, and do according to as it is written in the scriptures. Well, we're going to teach this word, we're going to make sure that we honor our sister according to the commandment that was given us through Christ. Because according to the scriptures, if we obey the commands of the Most High, we'll have success. If we obey the commands of the Most High, we'll be put back on high. If we obey the commands of the Most High, we will not be low, we will not be the tail, we will be the head. So therefore we obey. Give me Psalm 91. Psalm 91, all right? So according to the scriptures, make sure you don't have no questions. According to the scriptures, there's certain things that we have to do to inherit the kingdom, right? And those things are not just to inherit the kingdom, but to protect you, your family, your way of life, and so forth, that you try to establish for yourself. If you don't have a hedge according to the scriptures, if you don't have something to protect you, and then you're letting the enemy in. The churches, they talk about the enemy, they talk about the devil, but then they don't give you a defense against it. They just say, come, pay your money, and you'll be blessed, and so forth. But according to the scriptures, we have a certain protection about us. And when you get that is being disciplined. In Psalm 91, you start at verse 1.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
The secret place of the Most High is the scriptures. It said, he that dwelleth, in fact, you need some rock, I think it's 38 and 39, all right? It said, he that dwelleth in the secret places of the Most High, what?
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
Shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Meaning you'll dwell under His safety. That's like a father walking his child. If you obey your father, if you dwell within the secrets and the things that he's telling you, right, he's going to be there to protect you. He'll be right there with you. You'll be under his shadow. All right, so follow his words. You'll be protected by his word. Go ahead.
Verse 2, I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress.
He is my refuge. He is my fortress. The pastor is not your refuge and your fortress. The doctrine of men, that is not your refuge, that is not your fortress. All right? A fortress is something that protects you when enemies come. That's what a fortress is. So the Bible breaks it down in terms that we can understand. If I'm going to war, or people coming to war against me, they want to take my homeland, my wife, my children, my resources, I need a protection. I need a fortress. So his word for our spirits, because your body is your fortress, right? His word is the thing that protects you so that you're not corrupted. So when I get ready to commit a sin, if I'm lusting after a woman, right? I get ready to commit this sin that can basically demolish everything I've done, everything, my name, everything I've built up. If I want to protect myself against that demise, I'm gonna go to the Most High's word and see how do I handle this situation. So that my fortress is standing strong. Go ahead.
He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in him will I trust.
Right, so we don't trust in tithing, we don't trust in offering, we don't trust in your pastor, we trust in the word of the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 3, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler.
Right. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler. Oh, that get Isaiah, I think it's 41 and 22 or 42, 22. All right, try 41, 22. He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler. If there's a snare, that means there's a trap. All right, that's what I want to get. If there's a snare, there's a trap, meaning there's something out there that's going to pull you into this hole or pull you into this ditch, right, and trap you into whatever that is. That's what sin is. Sin is a snare. There are people who set up snares, people who set up traps, people who set up ambushes so they can overcome you, so that you can be overcome by sin.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 21. The Lord is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the law and make it honorable. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
So it always goes back to the law. It always goes back to the things that he provided for us for our protection. He said he will make his law honorable, but the people who he gave it to are robbed and spoiled, as we read in Psalms. Read.
They are all of them snared in holes, and they are all of them snared in holes.
Here's that snare. It said they don't have my law. All right? They're all snared in holes. They're all snared in traps. They're all snared in ditches. Why? Because they don't have my law. My law is the right thing to do. They want to go against my law, so therefore they're trapped. Go ahead.
And they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none deliver it.
All right, so that's that snare and that prey that we talked about, the fowler. All right, go back. He said, they are prison houses, and none say deliver. And as we read on, it says, and none say restore. Because they don't want us to get back to our righteous place. They don't want to see. Why do you think they kill our sons in the streets? Why do you think they used to hang us in trees? Why do you think they used to throw us off the ships? Why do you think in the sub-Saharan slave trade they used to cut off our noses and our feet? Why do you think they did all these atrocities to us? Yes, first because we broke the commandments of the Most High God, but because they did not want to see us back on top. They'd rather have us in snares and in holes. Go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 3. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust.
Right, so he will deliver us from all these atrocities, but under his wings, which we read in the scriptures is the Bible, the word. Under his wings shall we trust. You got to trust in the Most High. Read.
His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
Get a song. All right, so it says his truth. It says his truth shall be your shield and your buckler. If you don't understand war terms, what he's saying is his truth, which is the law, which will prove, all right, will be your shield, that's what you hold, and your buckler, that's what you got on your other arm. Because you need one shield to fight off the arrows, you need one shield to fight off somebody who's trying to stab you and so forth. But as you go and get ready to thrust, you're left out for exposure. So they would have bucklers on their arms to protect their arms from any damage of hitting their arms as well. So he said his truth shall be your shield, so that you can block things coming in, and your buckler. So when you go out and you fight, and you try to slice and so forth, you got another form of protection. So that you don't be afraid to get out and go battle. So we're gonna see what this shield is. Go ahead. What is his truth?
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
So it says, read that again. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, meaning it's always going to be righteous. Go ahead.
Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
Just like his righteousness is everlasting, his law is the truth. So there's no way that you can speak the truth of the Bible and never talk about the law of the Bible. But what the churches tell you is that the law is done away with. And through the works of the law, man can't be saved. But what was that talking about? We're talking about sacrifices. We can go into that if anybody wants to understand it. But let's go back to Psalms 91. All right? So it says his law is the truth. Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 4. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
His law shall be your shield and buckler. His law shall be your shield and buckler. So when you get ready to go fight these battles, these spiritual battles that you read about in Ephesians, and people start telling you Christ is a white man, is another, the Bible says that his law is your shield and your buckler. Shalom, sis. Read.
Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day.
So when you read throughout the scriptures, and Malachi, they talk about the day of darkness and so forth, it says if you are abiding in his law, if you're using that as your shield and your buckler, then you don't have to worry about that day of darkness. You don't have to worry about the missiles and so forth that's going to come forth forever you dwell on this earth. You say, why? Because you trusted in me. I'm going to make sure that you're prepared. If you go back to the time of Genesis, right, and you deal with Enoch and so forth before the flood came, the Most High gave Enoch instructions. Enoch went out, he preached and he taught, right? But only 8 people really listened. But that lived anyway. But there was others that you read about that the Most High said he was taking their spirits because he didn't want them to have to suffer the things that were coming. So a lot of them died, right? But in their righteousness, the scripture said they will be resurrected. But the scriptures are telling you, you don't have to fear that day. When that day of judgment comes, he got a place prepared for those who follow what the scriptures say. Those who follow the instructions. Those who get their boat ready, so to speak. Go ahead.
Verse 6, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand.
So what that's telling you is those who are righteous in that day, you're going to see, we talked about this before, the spaceship lifting people up and being abducted and what they use, the rapture and so forth, does not happen. He said, my righteous going to be protected. You're going to see how many falls?
1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand. But it shall not come nigh thee.
But it won't come nigh thee. If he said, I'm going to bring it, Christ told us how to pray. He said, when thou prayest, pray like this. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So Psalm 91 is giving you proof, giving you a trajectory of what the kingdom is going to be like. When it's getting ready to get set up, it's going to be destruction in the earth. There's going to be death in the earth. But those who kept his law as their shield and the buckler to be protected in that day and that time, those will be the ones who see the death around them happen. But he's going to protect them. Go ahead.
Verse 8, only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
You're going to see the reward of the wicked. So somebody has to witness these things. Read.
Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation.
Right. You're going to see these things because you made the Most High, right? You made his laws. You made that your refuge. That's your place of refuge. It's abiding in the order that he set forth. Not just the law on the corner level like we used to do back then, I-49, 242. It ain't that type of law. It's the law where I'm gonna make sure my brothers and my sisters got a place to stay. When this war happens, I'm gonna make sure we all got us a fortress, so to speak, built up. We got our wells dug, right? We got our storages of water. We got our toilet paper, we're trying to learn how to make it, whatever the case may be. Because we already understood what was coming. And so because we understood that, and like we read earlier, how beautiful it is to dwell in the presence of brothers who have those type of minds. Why? Because now we can prepare each other. Brother, times gonna get hard. Get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your household so we can all go live on this property, do what we gotta do. All right? So when times do get hard, we can bunker down, we can chop down some wood. We ain't gotta go to the store, then we can set our fires out here. We're gonna be good. We got us a body of water to shower in if we need to. We can make rainwater catch, whatever we need to do to protect each other, we're gonna do that. Because we abide in the obedience of the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 10, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways.
So he gave us examples. So before this was written, there was history that proved that, right? When you go to Exodus, and you read about us coming out of Egypt and so forth, remember the Most High sent an angel to kill the firstborn sons. He said, so in order for me to pass by, so my angel don't put your sons to death and so forth, go put up the blood. Just take this easy command. Go get the blood of the lamb, put it on the doorpost and so forth. So when the angel comes, you know to pass by and go do what he got to do. Just being obedient, he said, I'm going to pass by. So right here, you read the same thing. If you're obedient, you won't have to worry about seeing those things, seeing the death that other people might witness. But the problem is we don't believe what we read. The problem is we want to continue in our sin until that day comes, and then we want to say, can I be saved? No, it's going to be too late. Go ahead.
Verse 12, they shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation.
Right, and show him, meaning you have to see it. You got to witness it.